Hey everybody, it's Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com here in San Diego, California. Well, about a month ago, I talked about the parade day ride that's coming up on June 27th. And if you're not in the immediate area, I sure hope you have something organized with your own club or your own group of friends, or you're trying to get all the Vespistas in your own neighborhood to come out and do a parade ride on the 27th. But I'll get back to talking about what we're going to do for the 27th. I have a couple more details. Sorry I haven't sent out an email. I did say subscribe to our mailing list on Vespa Motorsport, which is more about local events, but I don't know, I've been pretty busy here. So first of all, we got a couple things organized already. We have the final destination set up, where there's a bunch of restaurants and a famous brewery here in San Diego, and that's Ballast Point. The Ballast Point Brew Mart is going to be the final destination for the ride a little bit after noon, and we're going to meet here at Vespa Motorsport probably around 9:30. So I'm looking to do probably like a 2.5 hour ride, and if you know how scooter rides go, people meander around for a while before we actually take off. You could say we're going to leave at 12:30, or not 12:30, but hypothetically we leave at 10 a.m. Well, you know how scooter time works. It's like more like 10:30. So that's some of the early planning that we've done for the Vespa Motorsport Vespa Parade ride on June 27th. And right now it's May 27th, looking at the calendar over there, so we're pretty much a month away. So I just want to give you an update on that. A couple other things. You're wondering what I'm sitting on. This is one of the Stellas from, I think, 2011 to around 2013, 2014. They had a 4-speed, 4-stroke manual transmission made from LML. If you know the history of LML, they manufactured Vespa-style scooters, or patterned exactly after Vespa, PX series scooter. They were imported here in the United States by Genuine Scooter Company, who also has a buddy. Originally they had just 2-stroke Stellas from like, I think it was like 2004, 2003, all the way up until around 2009. And they had these for a couple years, and then the very short-lived automatic scooter. And unfortunately, LML in India went out of business. So there's some particular parts. This may look like a Vespa PX, but it's got a very unique 4-stroke shifting 4-speed transmission on it, and the parts are very unique, and some of those parts inside the motor are pretty difficult to get, and it's not as simple as putting a 2-stroke motor in it. This one we just bought it outright from a customer here in San Diego. It's a little weathered, it's a little beat, it's been through a couple of owners. I'll fix it up a little bit, or have my guys here in service fix it up, get rid of those horrendous white walls that look like brown walls, put tires on it. It's only got 1,500 miles on the clock, but if you're looking for a sidecar rig, it's pretty hard to find to begin with. And this cozy sidecar, in my opinion, is probably worth more than the scooter is. So that's something about this old scooter I'm sitting on. Pretty cool little scooter, but definitely a Sunday afternoon boulevard cruiser, and not something you're going to think, I'm going to ride this every single day. I'm going to put the child seat in here and start taking my kid to preschool. Probably not a good idea. Probably not reliable enough, and certainly not safe enough. And I'll tell you, if you haven't ridden a sidecar, you're not familiar with them, they're horrendous to ride in many cases. I mean, obviously when they're well set up, they'll track really straight, but if you're not used to it, they handle completely different on a left-hand turn versus a right-hand turn. And I've always liked sidecars. I just know better not to own one. I'll probably rip this thing around, do some sidecar wheelies with it, have my kicks for about 15 minutes, and then bring it back to the shop and hopefully turn it over soon to a new owner that will love it and use it, maybe put their dog in it, whatever. So much you could do with it. And you might have the coolest vintage scooter or the coolest exotic car. You show up at places with a sidecar, you're asking for attention. Is pretty much the way it works with a sidecar. So FYI, if you end up owning one of these things, you're gonna have people just wanting to talk to you, ask you all about it, what's up with it, why, how does it work, what you can do, where can I buy it off you, all that stuff. But owning it, as you can see, it's like 7 or 8 years old, and it's got 1,500 miles. No one actually ever uses something like this to commute with. So that's enough about the sidecar. The last little subject of the June 27th ride that we're planning. So I have Kevin Stram, he's here in parts. He loves organizing rides. He kind of has some ideas for the two and a half hour-ish scooter ride that we'll do. And I'm just expecting, I don't know, 50, 100, 150, I don't know, probably a lot of people show up. I mean, there's been so much interest in riding these days in groups, now that things are kind of turning around, all for the better. But I'm gonna do a survey, or they call it a poll, in the YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed to the Vespa Motorsport YouTube channel, you probably won't see it. You'll need to type Vespa Motorsport in the YouTube search, and it'll bring you to the YouTube Vespa Motorsport channel. And if you click communities, you can see the polls and actively partake in the poll. And of course, you gotta be logged into YouTube to do that. If you're subscribed to the channel, it'll probably just show up in your feed for, if you have the notifications and you're subscribed to Vespa Motorsport, you'll just see the poll. So the poll I'm gonna come up with is gonna be 4 different questions, and all pertains to the ride that Kevin and I will organize for June 27th. So what kind of ride would you wanna do? I don't know. I mean, maybe you're not even from San Diego. Maybe you're from San Diego and you're an expert rider. So I just kind of want to see how the results of the poll come back. So A, the number 1, you want the easiest ride, just basic surface roads, nothing like that's high speed or difficult like Pacific Highway. We're not going over Coronado Bridge, which is a high bridge, and if you crash, you could take a little swim into the bay. Not doing any of the mountain roads like Mount Soledad, Mount Helix, for example. Nothing technical, just nice, easy ride. Maybe go up the coast, kiss the ocean, and ride back to our destination. That's number A for the poll. Number B, want to make a little bit more fun of it. Yeah, we'll hit up Mount Soledad. It's a little windy hill road to go up there. Not too challenging, nothing high speed, nothing special. And for C, yep, we need to be a little bit challenged on the scooter ride. Maybe we'll go over Coronado Bridge. Maybe we'll hop on the freeway for a little bit, even though there might be some people on 50 cc's. But maybe we'll be a little lawless and run the lights and hold the intersections, just like the old scooter days, back when I first got into scooters in the late 90s, early 2000s. We were pretty much like a gang. We held up the intersections. I don't know how appropriate that is, and it certainly isn't safe. We're gonna just take windy roads that are gritty, all that stuff, make it a little bit more difficult, more challenging ride. We're gonna haul ass, leave people behind. So that's option 3. All right, and for the last option, and unfortunately, it might not please everybody, but it's robot's choice. Something pretty difficult and challenging, far, fast, and probably likely dirt roads. Maybe we go out east, we go past La Mesa, El Cajon, Alpine, and we end up in Viejas Indian Reservation. Well, there's Viejas Grade, we can take Boulder Oaks Road, and we'll make a loop like that. And if you know those roads, they're dirt roads. They're not rock crawling roads, but they're definitely gonna be challenging on a scooter, especially a group of a lot of people. Not a good idea, but if you like that option, that's gonna be the last option in the poll. So go in there and vote. I'm just kind of curious to see what people think is appropriate for a ride. I can tell you C and D just aren't appropriate these days, but obviously having a little challenge is always fun, even if you're a beginner, but you don't want to be challenged where it's dangerous. So thanks for watching. This is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. If you're in the Southern California area, or maybe you're as far away as Phoenix, somewhere that's within a decent ride, just mark out the date, June 27th. around 9:30 a.m. here at Vespa Motorsport, 3955 Pacific Highway here in San Diego, California. We'll be meeting for a ride. And I'm not gonna have any, like, it's gonna be pretty no frills here when we meet here. Maybe you'll have Robot's favorite food. I'll have some donuts out. They'll probably all be orange donuts, coffee, all that stuff. We'll hang out for a little bit and move on to the ride. And then around 12:30, Ballast Point Brew Mart off Linda Vista Road. It will be the final destination. So thanks again for watching. If you're in the area, I sure hope you can make it. If you're not, I sure hope you're organizing your own parade day ride on June 27th. Until next time, Robot here.